Hi, I'm Michelle Stirling for Friends of Science Society. Mark Carney, Governor of the Bank of England, was in Canada to chat about climate and carbon pricing. Mr. Carney spouted predictable climate catastrophe claims about extreme weather and rising insurance costs, which have been fact-checked by Steve Kopits of Princeton Energy Advisors and found to be wrong. Which leads us to question, if he's so wrong on climate facts, how right can he be on carbon pricing? The push for carbon pricing doesn't come from climate science. It comes from the multi-billion-dollar carbon trading market, renewable energy companies, and environmental groups. We've got two new reports that address these issues. One is called Undue Influence-Markets Skewed. It looks at the influence of institutional investors and the UN principles for responsible investment. The other is called A Confluence of Carbon Baggers, and it looks at carbon baggers. The Rockefellers have this non-profit called the Carbon Disclosure Project, or CDP. More than 800 institutional investors participate with a total asset base of more than $100 trillion. The Rockefellers and other large philanthropic foundations in the U.S. banded together in about 2007 to write up Design to Win. These foundations funded local ENGOs, like the Pembina Institute, to get them to sway local opinion away from fossil fuel use and toward renewables. Many of these large foundations, banks, philanthropies, and institutional investors have investments in renewable energy companies. Conflict of interest, anyone? People are deceived by the word environmental charity, or philanthropy, or philanthropic foundation. You must be doing something good, right? Even if you're cratering the economy and putting thousands of people in Canada out of work through climate catastrophe misinformation. In the late 1950s, the U.S. government investigated large foundations as a risk to society. Arthur Rene A. Wormser wrote that these foundations, meant to solve death tax problems of wealthy people, may become Frankensteins, though perhaps benevolent ones. It is possible that in 50 or 100 years, a great part of American industry will be controlled by pension and profit-sharing trusts and foundations, and a large part of the balance of insurance companies and labor unions. Indeed, it appears that this has come to pass. Global philanthropic foundations are deeply engaged in climate change and all related policy matters, directly and indirectly, through the numerous ENGOs that they fund. As noted in foundations, danger arises whenever any group with power in its hands, whether it be state legislature or the board of a university or a foundation, believes it to be its business to use its power to direct opinion. Any such group is a dangerous group, regardless of the manner of its makeup and regardless of whether its action is conscious or unconscious, and, if conscious, whether benign or sinister in its purpose. Read our new reports, Undue Influence-Markets Skewed, and A Confluence of Carbon Baggers. For Friends of Science, I'm Michelle Stirling.